right, here we are back again. Thanks for checking us out, and thanks to everybody listening.
We are
Power and Speed. I know.
Power and Speed podcast.
Power and Speed podcast.
Car guys.
We got a phone number too.
908-751-0211. See, Tom, you are good for something.
Barely. I didn't know the fucking number. I knew we had one.
Yeah, it's we're still figuring it out. Well, don't forget the live thing is kind of new. Not kind of new, but
It's all new to us.
yeah. So obviously we got Thomas in studio tonight.
Yes, we do.
He's here, and he'll be leaving again.
Yeah.
Again,
Going to be the trip from hell.
going to have to revisit our talent pool here. It got thinned out once before.
You're just going to have to pay me less, I guess.
Yeah, that's. What are you doing?
Having an issue.
If you were wondering what all the noise just was, I look over and
We got to have video, man. We have to. Sorry.
that was a good one.
that was a fantastically professional moment. Thank you, Todd.
I tried.
As you know, Tad is here. He was the one trying to put his headphones on his nose or something. I don't know what the hell he was doing. What just happened over? Could you explain to me
An
what?
itch in my ear. I went to pull it off, and the one flipped over, and then tried to.
I thought you had a seizure. I didn't know what the
That's
hell
what it felt
happened.
like
to you.
with the thing,
I thought he was wondering why left sounds are coming into the right ear or some shit.
I know. I'm going to turn around backwards. I don't have to see you guys anyway.
I just looked over you and was startled.
That was a Twilight Zone moment.
And yep, there he is, Crunch,
The one and only.
the one and only Crunch.
See, now if we had video on here, we could have gone viral.
I think you are viral.
Stop talking. Just give me a minute. Well, I guess one thing that I think we got to address, and honestly, I feel bad about it too. Alan's been a friend of mine, and Tad's. Tad's known him probably as long, if not longer, than I have.
Basically,
He's got too much stuff going on at home with his family, and completely understandable.
Yep.
And I mean, everybody's got to put what they think is most important, and I would never ask anyone in this room or anybody I know to put their family life ahead of,
That's not true. You would.
I'm trying to sound good here, dude. Come on,
Sorry.
really?
Sorry.
I mean,
It depends on what.
well, within reason,
Okay.
I would never ask people, to jeopardize what they got going on at home for here. And Alan's he's too busy. He's really,
Yep.
he does do a lot. He takes care of everything that goes on in his household,
Yeah.
so, I mean, big responsibility. So
And assemble swing sets.
yes.
in a timely fashion.
I think we will talk about the swing set in a little
We're
bit.
going to have to.
We're going to have
But it is sad that he's
Yeah, it is. And I mean, we kicked him around a little bit, but he's kind of,
I'm going to miss the engineer.
well,
he might make some spots.
I'm sure
right?
he's going to make some appearances, and the door's always open if he wants to come
Cool.
back.
Alan, come on in. This is Crunch. Come on in, buddy.
Yeah, and he could certainly call and
Call us. Something.
so I mean, look, it's I don't want anybody to think that there's some kind of massive hard feelings that like we threw him out of here or nothing. He got tied up. He didn't have as much time as he wanted, and he said he can't do it right now. So, whatever. So instead, we have Tad,
Yes.
who, because he's known Alan so long, actually has an Alan erection report. Could you explain to me about?
We're going to talk about Alan's erection
Yeah.
capabilities.
This is a car show.
I should have the swing set
Yeah,
erection. I'm
yes.
sorry.
Oh, Lord.
It's up.
Is it completed?
Completed is well. He doesn't have all the mulch out.
Are you
yet. Is that
sure you
part of
didn't
it?
have a seizure? Are you sure?
Yeah, he's got some residual effects from it. It looks
Yes.
Well, it depends what you consider erected.
Is it is it done?
Lord.
It's done. It doesn't have the slide on. Didn't seem because he doesn't have all the mulch out yet. He's gotta
Okay.
get another.
But he's close because you see,
Yes.
we did
And we wish him luck on that.
we do wish him luck on that. I actually don't. I wish he'd get delayed. Like I might go over there and take bolts out of it or something. Because I had taken I think I took June 7th.
Yeah, or June 4th.
I think you might have been the closest. Didn't you pick in May?
Yeah, I did. I thought I was in the May 20s though.
Yeah, but you're going to be closer to me. I'm all the way out. I'm a.
How big was the pot?
I
It
think
was nothing.
we talked. I think it was more bragging rights.
Yeah,
Some Sonic cheeseburgers. Or something.
yeah, something.
Oh, so that's a lose-lose.
And then now we've got Alan. We're going to miss you, buddy. You want to call in? The phones are open. 908-751-0211. In case you don't have the number either.
There it is.
Yep. Look at that. See, I'm getting there.
Yeah. I got to get there now. I never say the fucking number.
Yep.
Ooh, that's twice.
Now you see, now Crunch shook his head.
Yeah, I know.
Now we have to talk about the list. Yes, this is a podcast. We can say whatever we want.
Right.
Good, bad, and different. And the list started out as something kind of funny because we had the Street Outlaws list, and Crunch was trying to make a list of all the dumb shit that I'd say. But the bottom line is that in today's world, you have to be so sensitive about so much stuff. And I'm going to go on record and say, I don't care.
So we can keep the list then?
No, I mean,
Just for the few words that we have?
I mean, I don't care about what I say.
you know a few of the words? Do you remember a few of them?
Well, we're going to try not to say them, but I think we're just not going to bring up the list because
I have actually been very restrained.
I know you have. I know.
People, I don't think they understand the levels that
Your day.
You're fucking awesome for a hillbilly.
Yeah, I am a hillbilly. And
Hillbilly.
all that shit starts again. We got to practice this weekend.
Yeah.
I can't believe I got in the middle of this fucking again.
Well, wait a minute. So just to finish up the list conversation. So we had some callers or some people saying it kills the flow of the.
From what I've been told, somebody wrote something on Facebook.
That's right, because you can't read Facebook.
I can't find anything.
It's like B needs Braille or some shit.
So, I mean, apparently, you brought it up. Facebook. I don't know. There was a guy complained about it.
A fan.
Well, a couple. But one guy, he complained in detail.
Okay.
And he said that him and other people, I don't know who they are, think that it hurts the flow.
It could. Kind of like maybe said, puts the brakes on.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I
do too.
I think it's more a natural flow of things, but
well, I mean,
The shit was supposed to
stop
be
me?
funny.
not stop you for whatever comes out of your mouth. You don't want to stop and
Well, no, because sometimes I really might need the brakes.
Well, of today of all days, when you walked out of your truck, it was going to be one of those days.
We knew that. Yeah.
I'm better now.
Say better words like horsepower.
Horsepower.
Yeah. RPM.
So can I leave moron out today because that's what my entire day was surrounded by.
You can replace that with crowler.
Crowler.
So
Crowler or
Crowler.
crower? Okay.
We'll get into why people put an extra consonant in a word at some point, like crower. Because
one thing. Sorry, we got to do not about cars, but we got a bunch of subjects here. But you got to tell that salt story at some point.
I can't, dude. I can't.
It'll bring you back.
All
right.
I can't.
All right.
salt.
It's good. He's not going to tell him now.
I can't.
We'll tell it off the air. It's he got
Maybe later.
just
All
fine.
right, I know about your issues with salt from way back when.
It's not issues with
but
salt.
yeah.
I like salt. Look, there's
Yeah,
very
I
few
know.
things in life that I really like. Diet Coke, Newports, and salt.
Yeah, your father used to. You're gonna have some meat with that salt, or
Well, that's, and you know what? We live in America, buddy.
So you have some meat with
If you want to put salt on your cigarette and wash it down with aspartame or whatever the hell they decided, have at it. We can do whatever we want.
That's right.
And
Unless you're in New York City.
And if I go to pick up a bunch of food for everybody at work and go to the fast food joint and the guy hands me one fucking package of salt for a bag of food,
you have the right to go off.
He did. He blacked out.
morons, dude.
Man.
Morons. I know that's why the guy's working at a fast food place, but what the fuck?
Oh, it's gonna get ugly.
Now, see, now we're gonna have to talk about it for just a couple seconds. You go to a place. I went there today or not today. This was all brought back up again because of what just happened to me when I asked for salt.
What do you figure his blood pressure
I
is?
asked for salt and ketchup. Okay, so just because it's natural, you say salt, and usually it comes with ketchup. So, and I'm at the drive-through line, and this dumb girl. There's people behind me. Look, if I'm in line and there's people behind me, I want to get out of the way. I have a burning desire to get out of the way. I want to get out of the way because I imagine that these people have as much shit to do as I do, and they don't want to stand there. So, like the drive-through line goes, I move. I'm not the guy looking at my cell phone and 30 people go, and I'm sitting there, and before somebody has to beep to get me to move, I pull up to the drive-through window. Can I have salt and ketchup? The girl ducks down behind the window, undoubtedly fucking around in the coveted salt and pepper and ketchup condiment box, reemerged like 15 seconds later and actually, God forbid, had two salts attached together, broke the one, so she gave me one and gave me one ketchup. And I said, all that time for what? You couldn't just grab a handful of shit and throw it in my bag or hand it to me? Come on.
We're off.
Come on.
We're off the rails.
You started it.
I know. I fucked up.
So yeah, that was just a topper to my wonderful Monday.
Oh, you're not known there yet, you know?
All right, let's talk about car shit.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about anything other than cars.
What do you got, Ted?
Because I'm sure next week after practice I'll be fine.
Maybe,
after the week after the first race, that's when I'll be miserable.
Yeah.
maybe she was helping you with your blood pressure to make sure.
Oh yeah, it really worked.
I
Didn't
said
it?
that.
Yeah, it
I
really
said
worked.
that. I said maybe she cared about your health.
Yeah, really worked. Blood pressure's
Didn't go over well.
off the chart.
I know.
See what that salt will do for you?
We can see that by those burst veins in your eyes right now.
So
What do you got, Ted?
Anyway, I just, when I came home from work, got on my computer, and it came up a guy with a allegedly street-driven Z06 that has just gone 7.9s at 179 miles an hour. Full interior, AC still there. So I brought it up, and it happens that Tom.
Oh, you posted that. Yeah.
I posted it, and
That's actually a customer of ours. That's the guy that went to Abu Dhabi with us and won that engine shootout.
really,
That's
he's
the
the one
guy?
that won.
That's the guy. Yeah. He's been trying to get that car in the sevens for quite a while. You know, bad track, computer issue. You know, he's had a couple of, 8.0s, 801, 802.
boy, that's got to suck knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. But, yeah. But I guess this weekend in West Palm, he went, what did he go, 798?
798, 179. I can't see now because that's got an ad over the
Yeah, I
thing.
think it was 179.
Yeah, 179 and change. It's like, but that's, and they showed the picture of him not being in the groove. The guy sticking to the track. So you watch it, it skates a little bit down there and it comes up at the time and everybody's cheering. It's like, wow. And that's
fast.
That's an accomplishment for him.
but then I was like, wow, that transmission. Then I look, it's got a 9-inch rear and a paraglide. So I was like, okay.
I was just going to ask if it had an independent still in it or if it was all removed.
It looks like as it sits there, the car looks.
No, it's IRS. It's just 9-inch IRS.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a 9-inch center.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Even more intriguing.
I am fairly sure of that. I mean, I know they make them. I'm fairly sure of that.
Well, I don't think the center is what usually explodes. It's everything
the half
connected to the
shafts.
center.
Yeah, the
Well,
half
yeah,
shafts
but
give
it's,
it up.
chrome moly drive shaft and big U
What's he
joints
have
and all
for a
that
power
stuff.
plant?
It's not.
It's an LS. It's
423 cubic inch,
yeah,
I think, iron block.
Yep, LSX block. Probably mast heads or trick flow heads.
And a 2-speed paraglide.
Yeah.
2-speed paraglide. They're rare.
That's all they make, buddy. It's actually not all they make. But anyway.
No, I found an amazing car doing, 7. And then I was given that it's not really a street car. It's registered, insured, so you could put it on the street, but you really don't want to.
Well, I mean, most of them aren't really street cars, right?
But we just had a conversation about that, Tom and I, about what's really a street car. Because when I was 17, the idea of a street car was much different than it was today.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I didn't care if I practically had to get out and, manually turn on the choke before I started the thing. I mean, it was...
Wait, that wasn't a thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, back in choke cables and all that crap. I mean, kids don't even know about that today.
No.
But
That goes with a carburetor. They don't know what those are, so...
yeah, I mean, to me, a street car is, and I'm certainly not discounting what those guys did, because to have anything that you could drive from point A to point B or go places like the Power Tour and all that stuff that can go that fast, that's impressive as all hell.
They go into 6s, I think, right?
Yeah.
Ah,
Way into 6s. Yep.
crazy. And then you say the one guy drove one like a ridiculous distance with a trailer, or some shit.
Yeah.
They all have to trailer.
I think that
No,
was
no
the-
sport cars.
That crazy S10 pickup with a support trailer, and he drove it 1,000 miles.
Yep.
And then went 657 or something, just crazy.
But that engine, it's crazy.
Well, yeah, it's that's all money.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's everyday street car is not like that.
Yeah. Well, I want, like, if I could have, thinking about the things that I've owned, if I could have not the newer Corvette, the other version of Corvette, the C5, because it's a better feeling thing to drive.
Really?
Yeah, it's nicer to drive.
Feels better than what I felt the other night.
Well, again, your
Car's
perception,
badass, isn't it?
your perception of better. Okay, like
Right.
when I say better, I mean like the drivability. Like you're driving down a road and you just want to roll past somebody like on the highway, just a little bit of throttle. You just feel the thing pull.
Right.
Feels nice. The 427 is a little more like a race car. Like if you jump on the throttle at 2,000, and then 3,500, but it's race car.
Right. Right.
Really?
I get it. And
Sound effects.
that's fine.
So the high end horsepower kicks in.
What I would like is the, for lack of a better term, the power curve of the C5 Corvette times like probably 3. That like
But
900
Mike-
horsepower.
Mike, to be honest with you, that first, second, and third hit you took me through on the street, man, that was ridiculous.
You know why it's ridiculous? Because you said you were in the passenger seat
Yeah.
with no control. So you're like, does
with a
this
soda in my hand.
Yeah.
I was like,
I told you to hold on.
oh man.
Whenever you're in the passenger seat, it feels stupid because
Yeah, but
Brian
that's
would
a
take me.
fast.
Oh,
that's a
God.
fast
I remember
first,
driving
second,
with Brian
and
in the
third.
Trans Am
Yeah.
and thinking, okay, Brian, what are you trying to prove? We're not drafting that guy.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
When you're in the passenger seat, it's tough because you.
Yeah, but the passenger seat gives you an idea that it might be a little rough on time with the Subaru with the Corvette. Now I have to be honest with you.
I want to point out that the Subaru must first run.
Oh,
No offense,
Oh.
Thomas.
That's true.
well,
No, he took me
we
for
were
a ride.
running. We were
He
running.
took me for a ride in a Corvette, and it feels like it could be a little faster, but not. It could go either way.
Well, see, after riding the Subaru, then I'll be able to compare.
I think that thing's no good. Unless I'm used to it, but I don't think I'm used
No,
to
you're
it.
you're used to it. It's fast.
I don't know.
I know.
What, the vet
I
or the
was going
Subaru?
by the seat
The
of the
vet.
pant feel.
I tried
you know?
to take him in for a vet, my Subaru, and of course blows off the intercooler pipe, and we had to limp back to the shop. And
Honestly, Ted, that thing was a piece of shit. That's a kid's car. That's a kid's car, dude. You drive around a corner and the thing fucking hops like it was.
that's because I made the mistake of putting a damn Detroit locker in the rear of that thing. It sucks.
your kid's car. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You could drive around and tolerate that. I would have executed somebody by then.
No, try and tolerate that tilt and clutch was the nightmare.
But you put it in.
I didn't have a choice.
If I put it in and backed out of my garage and it did that, I would either driven it through the next structure that was in front of me or immediately pulled it back in and taken it apart.
Well, I learned how to
So
drive with that clutch.
He's
so.
a perfectionist. It sounds like.
Yeah, you know what it is? No patience. None. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and here's,
You look like a patient guy.
yeah. I want a warranty. I want it to drive nice. I mean, like, guys are like, oh, you can change the radio, do this.
Now,
No.
at this age, and now you want to do all that.
Exactly.
But back in the day, you wanted 456s, a high revenue small block, and jump out and pull the choke to start the carburetor
Yep.
and all that stuff.
And it's perception. As you get older, what you consider nice, maybe more refined is what
It
I'm
is
trying
refined.
to say.
I mean, I had 513s in my first street Camaro, my first fast car.
Holy
And
smokes.
we used to go to race down the Seaside, and it would take, 40 miles an hour all the way down the Seaside. It would take
Right.
an hour and a half to get there.
And that was $4,000 on the RPM, right?
Yeah, well,
Oh,
33, 3,400 to go 40 mile an hour.
I did that once or twice in my Malibu with 411s and, relatively short tire. It was as big a tire as you could fit under the thing. And yeah, like you drive down there and you're like, at some point, even at that age, I was like,
This sucks.
what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
And then I got down there, and because that thing would explode a rear end if you farted
Oh, yeah.
and shifted second, I was like, I can't even beat on it down here. I can't even fuck around.
Yeah.
So I'll blow it up.
I didn't have that problem.
Ugh.
Well, I still miss that Challenger that I had with the 456 gears. I drove that thing from my house to North Brunswick daily. So
Everything that you have ever had, as long as I have known you,
Uh-oh.
is a kid's car.
Wow.
Everything.
Dad, why is he saying that, Ted?
because
Not the Mark
I'm
8.
trying to stay at the kids' level.
Oh, give him a little bit of time. I mean, he'll because he's already got. Well, I got it now. You know what? I'm going to take that back. Tad has tried to keep the Mark 8 a little more normal,
Yeah.
at least in this game. But look,
Did you see the wheels?
yeah, I
They're,
saw
they're
those.
stock tire height, so
I know. Oh, you didn't drive the truck today. I need a picture of your gear shift so people have a
Oh,
mental picture
okay.
of what we're talking to when you're in the studio.
The Lincoln has a what?
No, he has a pickup truck that has
pickup
gear
truck.
shifter. If you could picture an ape hanger but turned into a gear shift, that's so when you look at this idiot and he's shifting, he's practically reaching over his head
He
to pull the
is.
lever.
He pulled in last week, and Cody saw it, I guess, for the first time.
Yeah.
And the look on his face is priceless.
Cody said, "Did I just see that?"
He did. That's what he said. Because he puts it in first gear or whatever when he's going to shut off, and his hand's up here. It's
So again, Ted, adult perspective, I think that kind of rules you out, buddy.
now
A little short there.
the reasoning for that is
I can't wait to hear this.
the stock shifter makes me reach down for it. It aggravates my back.
So
I need
you
a longer
thought it
shifter.
was better positioned next to the dome light.
Yeah, it works.
it's convenient if you got to turn the light on.
If you broke your back three
He's a
times,
car
maybe you'd
guy.
understand.
Here we go
He's a
again.
car guy.
Dude, it hurts. It hurts reaching down. That way I can just hold it up, supports my shoulder.
okay.
Good
Is
enough.
there a skull at the top of the shifter?
No.
Oh.
There's a 6
there's something
knob,
though. Yeah, but there's some kind of spike or some shit
No,
sticking out.
that's because it's not a shifter handle. It's a handle to
Isn't it a railing?
No, it's to hang a chandelier over a bed at a 200-year-old barn.
Okay, so I was close. It looks like a railing. It's like ornamental looking metal.
It's ornamental. The guy didn't want an ornamental, so he had to make a flat, plain one instead of a twisted one. So that one is a scrap bucket. I grabbed it. Hey, it's a shifter now.
Okay, so it goes to the point of what I said.
I take it as he's creative.
Yeah.
Oh, creative is one way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Wait. I have to make a gesture.
It's all what you consider, streetable. And if it was, like I said, if it was, I would say 20 years ago, but that's not even any good anymore.
Yeah, I know.
25 years ago, there were things that I would have tolerated and probably everybody would tolerate.
So now in your vet now, the $90,000 vet you just took me for a spin, and I didn't spill my soda. Would fuzzy dice, would that work?
When I get in that car, I want that thing to be like brand new, like I never got in it every time I got in it.
So the dice are out?
No modifications. You know what?
Hang them
know what
around.
my modification was, and I will share this with all the Corvette enthusiasts wearing the Corvette shoes with the shoelaces and the jacket and the hat and the drawers and everything on.
Corvette pen.
You know what I did? I went in and I opened the fuse box and I took the little exhaust bypass fuse out so the exhausts are open. That's my modification.
Nice.
That's it. Nothing else.
Exhaust open all the time.
All the time. You know why? Because it actually makes the bottom better. Those things are so restrictive that it gets a little more doggy. So I pulled that. That's it. I'm not doing anything to that thing. And Alan's like, we could put some turbos on it. Get the fuck out of here, you idiot. I'm not touching that thing.
It's pretty fast already.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's a nice car.
Thank you.
No fuzzy dice?
No.
Not for now.
All right. So why don't we get to the list guy, complaint guy question? What do you have? Tires?
Yeah, he asked about tires. And
I was told this was on Facebook, someplace in that infernal universe that I can't even navigate. So tell me what the question was.
The question was actually pretty long and involved. I'm going to read it. It says, hey, on the next show, can you guys talk about picking the right slick for a car? Sizing, brand, compound, ratings, horsepower, handling, treatment, longevity, and outlets for buying. He got them all. The only thing he didn't mention is something about tits or something like that.
Wow, I didn't even know that fit somewhere on our page. I don't even know where. Are we qualified to answer all those questions?
No. I think he rented a server just to post this this question. But yeah, no, I don't think we're qualified. So I took the liberty of calling somebody that I know is qualified
and getting some information.
Yeah,
this is not end all to be all of tire tech.
No, I don't think any one human being could answer this question.
No,
correctly. But what do you got?
I'd give it a shot.
Go.
I'd say
well,
it depends on
first of all, we don't really know what car he's talking
It depends
about.
on the suspension he has, how much tire width is available.
Sure.
Yep. If you have a Malibu and you don't have your rails cut in the back, it's pretty tight in there. So 8-inch rim might be a little rough, so the slick would be limited.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. I don't know if we're qualified to answer that question for a lot of reasons, because I know that from the super stock days that one of the phenomenons that happened is people got a tire that was too soft to compound, and the tires will actually tear. They're
too soft.
Yeah, they're too soft. Yep. That's why like the circle track tires that we have down there, while they look neat, a matter of fact, I think that stupid Batman car had like big ass sprint car tires on it. I think that's what they were.
Yeah.
They were just a big right rear tire.
Yep.
Those tires are so soft that if they really hook, they like start to roll up on themselves. Like they roll a piece of the tire off. And the next time the tire comes around, you made a bunch of little rollers. And it's like trying to drive on bearings. Right. Because they're
on marbles, like they talk about in a cup race.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'd take a shot and say, depending on horsepower that you have, the amount of horsepower and the suspension, you can determine what you need. I can sit here in my head with my experience and say that stock suspension has come a long way. Mm-hmm. So stock suspension is first, then ladder bar, then 4-link. So depending on your suspension, you can use less tire and still get the same traction or better.
That's actually
with a better,
a very astute observation.
Yeah, because in all the super stock stuff, you tried to have the smallest tire you could get away with. And like with the super stock GT AA cars, I know that there were some guys, and I've been out of that so long, I couldn't even tell you, but those cars were like a 3,600 pound car. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to use like a 12-inch tire because it was so much better all the way around, if they could get it to move. Same thing with rear ends.
Right.
You know, you didn't put some massive rear end in the car because you were trying to use everything you could as efficiently as possible. So it's a big difference selecting something like a tire if you're trying to go as fast as humanly possible, but not consistently, like you're trying to set a record, or if you need the thing to run on the number every week, like you're a bracket guy.
Right.
Two entirely different scenarios.
Well,
in my mind.
Yeah, no, and it is. We, when we were prepping, we asked Tad what he thought of, if he knew about tires, and he said they're round.
Yes.
And
I think I added in that they have air.
Yeah, you said air. Tad said they're black usually.
Yes, mostly.
So,
Oh Lord.
well, what I got was I talked to a pretty good guy. The guy that asked, the question is kind of vague, but he wanted to know brands.
Yeah.
So if you're a 10.5 guy or a Radial guy, which are two distinctly different tires, Mickey Thompson apparently is the brand of choice. The Radial stuff apparently is faster in anything that can run it. And what I mean by that is they require way more track prep. If the track is prepped right, you can dead hook a Radial and not shake the tire because the sidewall, I guess, is thick enough to handle it. But if the track is not prepped, you got issues. And I was talking to Anthony DeSoma, and he said, I said, so you need to be able to, have track prep that like pull your shoes off if you're walking on type track prep. And he said, yeah, that's how it's got to be.
Wow.
He also said that if they spin, you're done. Where a bias ply 10.5 type tire,
Right.
you can get away with a little bit of spin and it'll catch up.
Now let's talk about the tire shake thing for a minute, because I kind of had in my mind what it was. It's essentially an oscillation of the tire, and I understand it, but I guess I'm trying to figure out a way to visualize it to people. And I come up with the analogy of like a tank tread or like a wave in the tire.
Yeah.
Because it's imagine you got the tire down over say 12 inches or so. And I think I have this right. And if I don't, call in and tell me I'm a moron.
Yeah.
It would be appreciated.
Please
to be honest with you.
tell me some more.
Yeah, good luck.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
So-
we don't have a list anymore.
Nope.
Might as well.
So we got 12 inches of tire on the ground. You like that? Your answer to the tire guy's question, you're talking about the listings for us.
Yeah.
Listen, so you got 12 inches of tire on the ground. You've got center of your contact patch. You jump on the throttle. The tire starts to dig in. Now the tire is rolling up to itself. Well, instead of it coming down nicely and laying across the road, it kind of develops a pocket.
Yep.
And that pocket is now like a loaded portion of the tire. So now you've got like almost like a tank tread. You're missing. You got a wave in the tire.
Right.
And then once that disappears and the tire comes back, the tire probably actually shakes back after it releases its load.
Yep.
And it starts the event. And then that,
It's like a hook slip, and causes a bounce.
Yeah, but
And
really,
it can really tear your car apart.
yeah, it's kind of
body wise.
It's almost like like I mentioned to Tom, I said kind of like wheel hop, but you brought up wheel hop suspension, but this is mechanical ability of the tire, which is probably why the Radial tire is better in the situation that Tom talked about. If the car can dead hook, the Radial sidewall is so much better to try to stop that deformation of the tire.
right.
So you could still have the layout, but maintain its sidewall structure and make for a better deal.
Well, a lot of the guys like Radial too, because of the sidewall, because they will react better.
Yeah.
Reaction time. I mean, with a bias ply slick, they gotta, they roll up before
you
the car
move.
moves. Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're trying to control your wheel speed.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very important for a small tire.
That's
Yeah.
like if you watch TV now, the commercials for the weekend sports, you'll see a high def of a drag car launching, and you see that tire just crinkling up as it's launching.
Yeah.
And then they switch to a football or baseball. It's like, I wanted to see where that went,
Yeah, you got like, 10
little
degrees
snippet
or
of it,
so
yeah,
of tire rotation.
and then
maybe
they
a
skip
little
it.
more. Yep. It's pretty cool. But so the bias ply stuff will hook on a less prep track. Trying to read my notes. They can recover from a spin. Apparently the big tire stuff, and again, we don't know what this guy was running, but if you want a big tire, 1633, the Pro Mod stuff, Hoosier is the brand that apparently everybody's using. Although Mickey Thompson has a new tire out, they call it Bubba, which seems to be a popular name.
Down south?
No,
That wasn't even supposed to be like that.
but it was. You're brilliant.
What else is called Bubba?
Burgers.
Martino's #1 engine in his Pro Stock back in the day was called Bubba. Everybody's got a Pro Stock motor named
I
Bubba.
thought the best one was Vinny. I thought. I could be wrong. I don't remember.
I could be wrong too, but I know they had one named Bubba.
Ours have names too. The piece of shit in that corner, the piece of shit in that corner.
Yeah, I know.
I
never named an engine.
No.
Myself.
Tad, you look like you were having a stroke or had to say something again.
I'm just imagining which piece of crap, which corner, which is it, dirt track or is that drag racing?
No, they're all dirt track.
Did you ever name an engine, Ted?
Probably, but they all slip my mind because now I'm driving a Lincoln Mark 8. And actually, we had an issue yesterday. You heard Mike thought I had a rod knock, and it's just.
Well, this just goes kind of in line with what I was talking about with Tad before. He opens the hood up, and there's some kind of valve just laying against his harmonic balancer. He's like, "Yeah, I've got another parts car there, and I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna hook that up." I was like, "So you tell me that racket is that thing bouncing off your damper?"
No, it's not bouncing. That's the air pump, making that sound.
I would beg to differ by the shiny mark on your harmonic balancer that was hitting the damper.
It hit it when it came off. Now it's broken off. It's laying there. It's not hitting it. Anyway,
I wish the people could have seen that sound effect that he just made with the hand and the
see a sound effect.
There it is. Crunch, name an engine.
Anyway,
Killer.
Killer.
Same thing I call people Killer.
So,
Everybody calls me Killer now too. So it's
So
interesting.
now we're completely off tires and naming engines because somebody named Bubba built a tire at
we're a mess.
Hoosier.
I do want to say this: reciprocating weight, you want it less. So if you have a heavy 1633, and you can hook a 31.5 10.5W, which is lighter mass wise, you go with the lighter tire because it'll be better for you on the reciprocating weight.
I mean,
Like an aluminum drive shaft has a big difference. As long as it has the strength of the steel drive shaft or the whatever, then you want the lightest
I never
of all your
believed
turning
that.
parts.
I never believed that. Like I couldn't get my head around
the
that. but
rotational weight. Oh, listen, there's a circle track guy, and I hope he's listening because I'll hate right on him, and he can call in and I'll hate on him. I don't care. Name's Mark. Anybody that knows who I'm talking about,
Just Mark.
just Mark. We're just going to leave it at Mark so he doesn't get hatred from across the country. He's a circle track guy, and he told me that it was a fair swap. Was the way to view aluminum wheels on a circle track car was like increasing its horsepower 40 horsepower. And I said, were the other tire or the other wheels instead of aluminum made of lead? Because that's the only thing that I could even.
That's a lot, though.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Again, people can't, in the budget classes, they can't lose sight of consequence of magnitude. If you're going to use something that's heavier because it lasts longer, if a pro stock guy's going to lose 1,000th, he's pissed.
Right.
If you're going to lose 1,000th because you're racing your friend, it really
doesn't matter. Yeah.
doesn't
I
matter.
I see guys chipping away at the metal in the gears, in the rear end gears, to save weight.
The circle track guys do
So
that.
that I don't know how efficient that is.
But I mean,
To see them do it and go as fast as they go, I do it too.
I would like to know.
We'll prove it later, but we're going to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're doing it.
And I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure with tires, it's the same thing. There's certain things, and I'm sure the mass of the tires matters.
No doubt.
I'm sure it does.
No
But
doubt.
Again, to what extent? I mean, this guy didn't say whether he's racing a super stock car, he's trying to set a record, or a comp car, or
No.
I mean, it might just be a regular car.
He doesn't like the list, so I'm pretty sure he has something in the realm of something fast. He better have it.
He might.
And we'll hear about it on the
He
next
should have
Facebook.
called in.
He's a Ford guy, ain't he?
I don't know.
He is a Ford guy.
I can't hate on him. No.
Yeah.
Ford, bringing that up, your father told me, don't run a 9-inch in your car because you're going to lose a 10th right off the bat.
Well, for what?
No. Over what?
He was talking about back
The high
then.
point.
So he was talking
this
about.
is first off. This is years ago before the Ford stuff got as good as it could be now.
Well, no, he's probably right because the 12 bolt is still, I think, the best.
Yeah.
For
Well, yeah.
for loss.
Yeah.
For frictional loss. But you could break them.
There's a guy, John Hoffman, who ran his 12 bolt in a 3,600 pound super stock, and I think they went through gears like every time they
Yep.
took the thing out. But it was, again, this is that point: is the money and the the lack of reliability worth that extra 1,000th, 100th?
Well, take it
whatever.
back. Take it back to the aluminum rod. I mean, the aluminum rod makes a big difference in reciprocating.
We're
weight and
gonna
horsepower.
we're gonna
Yeah,
have a big discussion about that at some point
that's
because
different.
I'm
No.
I've got some very different opinions that are probably not going to be really popular.
Right. I was gonna say.
and I do
800 plus cubic inches. I'd go steel, but the aluminum rod has a reciprocating mass difference.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What's probably the most refined, normally aspirated drag race class right now? Highest level of refinement, tightest competition, normally aspirated,
In drag racing,
and there's tight rolls.
Top dogs.
mm.
Trying to give you a hint.
You have to be top few.
No, normally
No.
aspirated.
NAs.
Oh,
Pro stock.
Natural. Oh yeah.
Very
stock.
good, Todd. You get a gold star.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Welcome back from the seizure. If you look at those guys, they've been back and forth, and Tom can attest to this.
Yep.
And they are back to steel connecting rods.
Yeah, they've been
Yeah?
on steel for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah, aluminum has its place, but it's not about. I don't believe it. I don't think Mike believes either. That's about reciprocating weight or any of that nonsense. I mean,
Oh. Okay.
but
Wasn't
people,
a lot of it the it could take the impact of detonation.
well, in the supercharged stuff, yeah, it acts like a shock absorber, so you don't
I was about
beat
to say
bearings out.
in the top
Yeah.
few and I would
Yeah, they got to have
steel
them.
connected.
But those
rod
are people that are
cannot
replacing the
last
rods
that
every other
long.
run.
Yeah, they make more runs than they used to on them, but yeah, they do replace them.
All right. So what else we got on tires here?
I think we covered the tire stuff, right?
We're good.
I mean,
well, you started talking about Bubba, and then we got sidetracked on hillbillies. and-
Engine names and
I can tell you that it's, to me, we have to use right now American Racer tires. I don't even know who makes them. I guess it's American Racer. They probably don't make it.
Sounds like it's something made in China, like big
Yeah, yeah.
you know, those stupid names. They
Come
have.
up with those stupid #1 U.S.
Yeah,
power,
yeah.
dumb shit. No, we use American Racers, and I think they are an actual tire manufacturer. And
Are you talking about for circle track?
yeah, for the circle track stuff.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, the tires that I always liked the best were the Hoosiers. Always liked them.
Yeah.
But the problem is, this is just like everything else. All the racetracks, they got their handout. How much money can I get from this guy? How much money
okay.
can I get from this guy? The Hoosiers were always nice. They always seemed like quality was very good. They always had hot marks on them, meaning you could go. I don't know. Do drag tires have hot marks?
I don't know.
They have tits.
No,
Talking about the tits.
hot marks.
Hot marks.
Well, it's circle track thing. Like if you're
It has a hole in it to show you the depth.
no, that ain't
Okay.
for this because you see,
Okay.
unlike the drag guys that are trying to get their tires exactly the same size, we're looking for a size differential. Left side's bigger, or left side smaller, right side's bigger. So a hot mark is apparently what they came out of the mold size wise. So that if you knew you needed a 6-inch differential across the back of your car, you'd pick up, say, a 90 and an 84. And that would means that when they were inflated, this is
okay.
where they should be.
6 inches of diameter.
Yep, in
difference.
diameter difference
Okay.
or circumference difference.
Circumference.
Wow. Okay.
So, but they were always professional, easy to work with, nice tires. The American Racers, they've gotten better. I mean, like now I think they actually have hot marks, but it used to be. You guys don't know.
You measure them with a string.
Listen, when I tell you things like the hillbilly things, I mean, look, let me explain this to you. You don't go to the tire store and buy a tire, okay?
for real.
You know what I wanted to say just now,
I
but
know
I
you
didn't
did,
say it.
but you can't.
I
Because
can't say it because the
this
guy,
this is legit. You go into the back of a box truck that some guy drove to the racetrack, and there's just stacks of tires, and the guy's sitting on the tailgate for the most part. So he say, "You got any right rears? Yeah, they're in there on the left." And there's a pile of them, and you dig through them and look through them like a retard, and you figure out what tire you decide is your favorite one of the group, and you bring it back and you mount it up, and there's no.
How do you decipher favorite color?
I got to tell you,
Because they're all bound up and they don't even look like a tire, right?
no.
I'm going to teach you something.
Uh-oh.
This is something that I've learned.
Here we go.
And this is true.
I love learning.
If you got a guy who's got a set of tires, or a bunch of tires in a box truck, trailer, whatever apparatus they use to bring them to the racetrack, the ones
Mobile home.
that are the blackest are the ones that just came out of the mold. Okay.
Anyhow.
Like when they are extremely jet black, that's all the release stuff is on them. If they've been sitting around a little bit, and you know this, if you look at a car and a car's been sitting, the tires look a little gray.
Right.
If the tires are brand new, they always seem to look really black. So that's one of the ways you pick like the better.
Oh, the
of
release
tires.
agent for the mold.
Yeah.
Looks like tire wet on it.
Yep. And keep in mind, like you guys put a set of drag tires on. Like Crunch, how often do you buy tires?
Every season.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
Because
we're
I grudge race, so we only race every now and
all
then.
right. We're 2 or 3 tires a night.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean,
Every race.
yeah,
Kind of like drifting, guys.
That's pretty expensive, Mike.
yeah. And I'll tell you what, another thing that amazed the shit out of me, and just imagine, quote unquote, city boy going to the dirt track the first time, put tires on Brian's car, go down there, look at him. What the fuck happened here? It's on the dirt track. They shouldn't be worn out. Where the fuck did the tread go? Annihilates them, dude.
Yeah, she'll last forever on
So
dirt,
that's
right?
black streaks in the mud on the dirt around the track.
Destroys them.
Just so you know, we used to use Hoosier dirt bars. That's the name of them. Dirt bars. BOZZ. We used them on the highway. I used to race on the street.
I believe those had a durometer of like 70, which is a pretty hard tire. Yeah. That's in terms of dirt tire.
In terms of dirt,
that's a pretty hard tire. We use like a durometer, like a soft is like a 45 to a 48. A real soft is like a 33, and I think a hard's like a 70.
All right. Well, we used to put VHT on and carry the wheels.
What are you laughing at?
We just got a question from a listener. He says, "Do you recommend Jiffy Lube or Midas for an oil change?" We are making a difference, man.
Who are we sponsored by?
Was he from Utah? Is he from Utah?
I don't know. He's from.
Are we up?
He's
Are we
from
up
Cape
in Utah?
Cod. He's a half-wit cop.
Are we?
Oh,
up,
you know him?
I'm gonna go up there and shoot him with his own gun.
Are we up in Utah?
I actually haven't looked. I've been kind of disgusted.
The last I remember, we were like 3 people.
Oh, we had 3 people. I'll check after this one and see if we
Can we get the 5? Can we get the 5?
It's not me, dude. It's not me.
Tag. We want to get the 5.
I know nobody in Utah.
So we've closed up the tire situation.
I hope we're good. I mean, if he sends into Facebook and hates on us, then we'll know we failed.
Honestly, between all the people we know, people like Anthony, who does everything, obviously from Pro Mod to the 10.5-inch tire stuff, from the super stock experience that I have, and people I could even still call, if the guy happened to have a super stock car, or something like that. I mean, we could probably get him a little closer. Weight, speed, power.
Yeah, power, trans,
yeah,
size that he can fit.
And there's probably I don't know if there's any one right answer, but there's going to be certainly choices that are better than others.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, I mean, the guy's probably thinking rather than go on a forum and listen to some complete marblehead, maybe ask a couple guys.
Listen to complete marblehead.
Yeah.
Speaking of marbleheads, naming engines, Hoosier tires, Cobra Jet, running Hoosier tires and a Vertex Magneto, doing everything wrong.
You have definitely had a stroke today because you made absolutely no sense over the past 15 seconds. What the fuck? Did you dig your pinky into your brain?
Come on, man.
Name your motor. Somebody used to yell Cobra Jet. He put a Vertex Mag on it. Ran Hoosiers. And
he's actually taking a stab at you, man.
He's actually trying
not
to
take a stab at him. He knows who this person was because it wasn't Mike.
He's trying to make sense of the retardedness that just came out of his mouth. He's talking about somebody that's a little inside baseball because there's not all these people would know Rob the retard from Manville. They would know who he is. So I mean, when you start,
he calls himself Cobra
Jet. No,
it's just ignore him.
Okay.
All right. Remember how Alan had a list of words that he couldn't say? Pant load, blow your hair back. He had a whole bunch of things that we said you can't say anymore. You cannot say that shit again.
My apologies.
Well played. He did sting you right there.
Douchebag.
Oh, man.
Well played, Ted.
So
what else you got, Thomas? Anything?
I'm going away.
Why?
That's my job.
And why wasn't this submitted in writing?
Oh, it
me
was.
Before this?
I submitted. It's why it's going to go on my permanent record.
Yes.
I see a pink slip coming.
I just got taken down, so it's you're up next.
Well, we knew it was coming based on his demeanor getting out of the truck. So, I'm going to Charlotte. I got to see some people down there. I'm going to Crunch's neck of the woods down in South Carolina to see Gene Fulton.
Oh, Gene Fulton.
Scotty Duggins and a couple circle track guys, and then one of my guys from United Arab Emirates opened a shop down there. I'm going to see him.
So he's from there, or he's just a guy you know from that we went there with you?
No, he's from the UAE.
Oh, he's from there.
Yeah, and he opened a shop in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
No shit.
Yeah, and he's got an American guy running it.
Okay.
So I'm going down there to talk to him. And
we wish him luck with that business.
yeah, thanks. They've been there a while. They don't need luck. They print money.
Yeah.
Really?
Tell Gene Fulton
You
I
might
said
want to
hi.
clarify that in case anybody's listening. They don't really print money. That's a way of saying they make good money. You know, to have a fucking guy come there and knock on somebody's door.
Yeah, right. Probably when I'm there.
Tell Gene I said hi. I'm a Sonny Leonard fan.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him that.
I'm
Tell
sure
him
he'd
I said hi.
appreciate
Yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah. One of my buddies said he's a Sonny Leonard fan, but he wanted me to say hi. And then I'm going to Dallas. I'm flying right from Charlotte to Dallas for the Texas Invitational,
Which is what?
a half-mile race.
Really?
Oh, Jesus.
Anybody there going fast this time, or are they all going to languish in the mid, 2:30s?
I guess we'll see.
What's the record right now?
All-wheel drive's the way to go.
Shut up, Ted.
Nobody's gone 300 yet.
The same because nobody's.
Well, whatever happened with that Camaro guy?
What Camaro guy?
The top sportsman car that was going to put a gear in it, and
Well, first off,
it was on like the third or fourth show we did.
this is your fault.
No, it's you were going to follow that up because you were so
No.
sure it could happen.
First off, I didn't bet on. I didn't think that guy was magical. I mean, he just did something. I mean, look, he's got.
Didn't you were calling Magic Man?
I was not. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
made that up.
Regardless,
I think that guy was doing that was a power tour thing. No, it was a power tour thing or whatever.
Yeah,
he's
and
doing.
it was one of those things.
Yeah. No, I mean I would.
But it was a 6-second car.
It should be. I don't think it's ever made passes like that.
Oh, so it's a 12-second car.
It might be. I mean, we don't know. I mean, but that's if he's gonna run at a half mile somewhere, we'll find out. And I
thought he was going to go 300 in a mile. That was what he was going to do.
Was it a mile?
Dude, you found this guy.
No, you found it. You brought it to
I'm
me.
brilliant. I found it.
Ted, you're looking at destruction.
Yeah.
No, it was the silver Camaro.
Yeah.
I maybe I did find it.
You did find it. You did send it to me.
I'm brilliant.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't. You don't know enough about it.
No,
I
I
actually read the article next to the pretty pictures, and I know that the guy
I scribbled on him.
because I thought he was going because when I first saw the article, I thought he was going to run at the Texas Mile. That's where I thought he was going to go, and
That's
it
what I
turns
thought
out
to
he
see.
wasn't. If you read through the actual article
Yeah,
itself,
he was going to be at some unprepped.
something in Ohio.
Yeah.
So, and that has something to do apparently with Hot Rod or something.
more power tour, or is this different?
Well, Hot Rod is Power Tour.
Well, yeah, Hot Rod's power tour, but they're doing quarter mile stuff. They're not doing half mile or.
I think they're doing.
Or they're starting to.
It's a multitude of things. I think it's not just. I think they might be trying to move a little bit away from just all out.
Just quarter,
drag
just
racing.
to other.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yep. So I don't know, but I mean, look, don't even start with your half mile bullshit again because your guys pretty much said, well, if you make it like that, they'd rather have a rear wheel drive. They'd rather have a big tire. So, I mean, basically what that is just go there and tell Mike he's right.
No. See, this is where you're off the rails a little bit. Yeah, they did say that. Yes, they did agree. But no one's still gone faster.
But they will.
When?
It's because
It's been a year.
There's rules to your game that you didn't know. You didn't know the rule. We can go back and play that. You didn't know the rules. You're like, all right, well, it turns out that it's got to be a DOT tire.
By I meant, well, wait a minute. You were arguing the tire thing.
Yeah, because you said it wasn't possible with a big tire. And I still, to this day, will tell you.
And we looked up the rules and there were no rules. And then, we found out that there actually were rules.
When did you find out what the rules were? When I told you call up one of your guys and tell him that I will make sure a big tire car is there to whoop his ass. And basically they said, well, of course we'd like a big tire.
But you can't. Yeah.
So then, I mean, what they're basically saying
and
is,
then we found the Camaro guy and nothing ever happened.
You found the Camaro guy.
And nothing ever happened.
Not me. Anthony also said that his guys were more than interested.
Yeah, but why didn't they do it?
Because they were looking for somebody with some money. You were going to call the Lambo guys. That's what prompted you to call the GTR guys. And they said, thanks, but no thanks. We'll stay home.
Well, if you remember correctly, they said, no, we won't race on an unprepped track.
Then let's go to a prep track and Anthony, any of his guys will wear them out.
Can we discuss the difference between prepped and unprepped and how severe the difference is?
The only thing that'll be different is how severe the ass whooping are going to get us because
he's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
You are.
Well, this is like a new term. What's this prep track?
Yeah, but
No
when you're
prep
doing a mile,
track.
the prep track is a runway or something like that. It's not not really a track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they do prep.
No, true, but you don't have that.
They
You don't
spray.
have to,
Well, prep is, they blow dust off and spray them.
All right.
Traction compound.
you don't have like a quarter mile though where you got a half inch of rubber already laid down.
No.
which makes it.
I hear it on Facebook. The arguments going back and forth about non-prep and prep for Radial and Slick.
Well,
Very
yeah,
different.
they're doing that in drag racing.
Right.
Does that
very different.
resolve back to what we were talking about before, that they know that they have to not over prep a track for bias guys? Is
Yeah.
that when you're talking about the Radial side?
Probably.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Or it's probably just the opposite. They judge the track and then decide what tire they're going to put on. I mean, if a track is really good, they all know they can go faster with a Radial.
Or not show
I
up after
suppose.
the diesel drags and your track just stinks.
True.
Tad is
I wanted to
definitely-
say true.
Tad has his own way of doing the comedy. Okay.
Comedy,
go
I'm
with
serious, man. I
We're
raced
not hating on
after
him.
the diesel
I'm
drags
just
and the
saying.
track sucked.
I'm starting to understand him over here.
You're starting to understand.
Yes, I'm starting to understand.
Did
his-
somebody
his-
stick a screwdriver in you
thinking.
today?
His way of thinking.
Then that's scary. Because you would be one of about 4 people on the planet at this point, including our listeners.
Mike, irregardless of what you're saying,
Uh-oh. Irregardless.
He is good. He's good. All right. Next subject. We don't have a next subject.
Really? There's nothing else?
Oh, I don't know.
We
I can't
talked
do it.
about this guy's tires, and that's all we had. I told the salt story.
That was good. When we were doing prep, I had my shit laid out, and we went through all my shit.
Mhm.
And you said, "Well, I'm brilliant, so I can talk about anything."
yeah, off the cuff.
I can, but
All right, have at it.
You need to tell me something.
Need to feed you.
Okay.
Well,
Should we talk about flavors of tire softener?
Cargo. Didn't we do that already?
We did
Grape.
that before.
No, we
Put
can't
the
do it.
grape on.
Yeah, 2 coats of cherry. And
2 coats of cherry, and then you got to hit them with the pricker. And after you hit them with the pricker, you got to put them outside in the sun in a black garbage bag. No, I mean this is
no.
this is the insanity that I will be starting in probably the next 2 weeks.
I'm still shocked that guy's doing 7s with an independent rear.
Nope.
The Corvette.
Back to the Corvette.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's why
I was just trying to figure out what track your train of thought was on. That's all. But so you're back to the Corvette. Okay.
I wish we would have
from
got. I
a
wish
half
we would have
hour
got
ago.
one person to call in.
Well, I didn't give the number again. 908-751-0211 if anybody's listening.
Yeah.
No, I know there's
How many
people
do we have on Mixlr?
listening. Not a lot.
40.
It's like listen, the Mixlr thing
I
with
think
podcasts.
my son is on Mixlr.
He might be the guy that left. there were 7 guys, and there might be a chat room going on there that's
They're having more fun talking to each other. than
Yeah.
listening to
You
us.
listen to these guys?
yeah, 6 people are listening right now. But the chat thing, sometimes it's up to 20, but again, we alerted people late, and a lot of people just download. It's easier to download. That's why
I
this is
knew it
here.
was something I was going to tell you.
Okay.
Since I was spending your money on the last show, the
Right.
episode of the Malibu that you've been dreaming about,
Right.
I came up with an engine combination. It's going to be close to 2,000 horsepower for us to ride around in the street.
Streetcar?
Street car.
Is it made by Nissan?
No, all American. Idling at 700 RPM and 2,000 horsepower.
Lay it on me. What are you thinking?
It's for us to know. We can't tell everybody. We got to shock them.
Oh, yeah, because everybody just wants
Gonna
to
run out and build
ruin
one.
Mike's fantasy. Yeah.
I thought it was
just
going to be.
saying.
I thought it was going to be
Trust
a
me,
good
we're gonna
10-minute
ride around.
segment that we were going to talk about this big combination,
No.
and now we can't talk about it.
No, it's gonna be a turbo.
Oh
Of
yeah, well,
course.
that's
That's a
yeah.
given.
That's
gonna be turbo.
I have never
Hybrid.
owned a turbo. Well, we'll say vehicle. I have the Excursion, but that's a diesel. It doesn't really count. I've never owned a turbocharged,
Gas
gas
engine.
driven vehicle. I think I'd have fun with that.
Yes.
And you want the big tires and all that. So I came up with
Yeah.
something. I think we can manage it.
You want a real big tire?
I want a big enough tire that if I'm on the street and I'm next to some jackass in like a Porsche GTS 7, whatever the hell they've got now, I can't even keep them all
Numbers.
straight.
911, 911 twin turbo.
Yeah, I want to be able to, either put it up on a trans brake with like an 8-speed new style trans and just let it fly, or be up on a chip on a 2-step and just fucking drop the clutch and watch him with the fucking tires in the air as I'm driving away from him. I just like to ruin.
And hook on anything.
This is all just being sadistic. You know what I mean? I want to punish people. That's what this is all about.
Can I interject on that one?
Probably.
So I just watched a video of the latest. That was 8 cars drag racing on this airport runway
We just talked about that.
with the Nissan GTR and the Porsche.
Yeah, Mike and I was driving up here tonight, and I told him about how impressive that Porsche was.
Yeah, and it was a Nismo, a 600 horse GTR, and the Porsche walked up, 2 car lengths at the end. I was like, holy crap.
Badass.
That's,
Went
on
10,
the top
10,
side?
1020 from the factory, right?
Wow.
10-1, I thought it was. I was like,
It might have been 1012. That's right.
Yeah, I was like,
10.1,
Jesus, that's almost 9. Oh, God, that's Porsche. Oh, my God.
Yeah, we were talking about, like kind of budget supercars,
Right.
exotics. And
Budget in Mike's world.
Well, a Nismo is the upper GTR, so the price has got to be out of the world on that.
what do they cost?
130.
For a Nismo or just a GTR?
GTRs are around 100, I think, now.
I thought they were 130, but
Yeah, I think they're around 100. I think they're actually under 100.
Yeah.
Sticker.
they used to be. I thought they were more now.
No, the black edition, I think, is about 100.
Yeah, and that's I had asked Tom about it when we were talking about GTRs.
Right.
I said, could I get a GTR? Is there any benefit to getting the higher up the line GTRs? Because I don't need a badge on it.
Right.
I mean, if they made my car in a garage without the prestige of whatever it is, but it had all the right go fast shit, that's what I wanted. I didn't care. I mean, you could if they made a dead stock Corvette with, big tires and the right motor and everything else, I would have bought that.
Mhm.
But it's got to be yellow.
I don't know. It might be bad luck. I
Maybe.
don't know. But we were talking about those, and we were talking about the Porsches. I've never been a fan of Porsches. Just never.
Me neither, but you should watch the race. Is it 8 cars? It used to be 10. I watched it.
It might be 10.
I just watched it. And
The Festiva was the slowest thing, why
yeah,
is
by
that
a
even
lot.
there?
Yeah.
Well, I have to admit, the 4-door Porsche luxury car is growing on me.
Panamera.
It's growing on me, Mike.
Now you're getting too old.
I'm just
motherfucker.
telling
That's
you, man.
old.
I'm talking about the one with the Brembo brakes and the black wheels.
Yeah,
and
Panamera.
Oh,
Panamera
man.
S.
Yo, it's tough. And the wing, like it get to like 80 miles an hour, the wing goes up. Oh,
Here's
it's
what I don't.
growing on me.
Here's what I don't like about the Porsche 911 series. It seems like there's a gazillion of them, and when I went to look to see what was good,
Right.
there were so many. And I'm sure it's still this way. You go to Porsche.com or whatever, wherever it is.
There's 700 versions.
There's 700 versions of the thing, Turbo S, Turbo B,
S,
GTS, GTS3. Well, what
Yep.
the fuck? Can't you?
Carrera,
GTS3
Carrera
is
4.
expensive. I know that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, looking at all that shit, like it was hard to figure out.
Make 3 versions and shut up.
And then, but you see,
No, really.
You guys are a tough
Wait.
crowd. I swear, tough crowd.
But seriously, if you're buying a Porsche and you're the guy that you want to be seen, quote unquote, in a Porsche,
Right.
if it would be good if at least the expensive Porsche could be told apart from the cheap Porsche by the average person, and you can't do it.
It's not the case.
I can, but I'm not average on the accident. I've been following the German car
You're
for years.
far from average, bro.
The 916, however, that's
916.
Well, what like some of those cars, I think a chunk of them have like the big back tires. That little car, that little 911, has the same size back tire my Corvette does.
Yeah,
they're
335.
yeah, they're
right?
300. They're 335 tires.
that's tough.
Yeah, because you look at those things from the back now. When the car gets smaller, the tires look that much
Yeah,
bigger.
that's his kind of look.
I like
Yeah.
that. I mean, like that's one of the things. Like a Porsche from the ass end, that always looks pretty good with
Yes.
the big tires.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now I had said that they're from a supercar price perspective, not to sound like an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, they're reasonable.
I guess.
Well, I mean, what are they
In
like?
your world.
Well, what's a
I guess that S version, I'm guessing, man, because I don't look at cars like that. I'm a poor guy. But maybe 160, 180. I don't know.
But hold up. Look, and I mean, I'm trying to be realistic with not being unrealistic, but I'm trying to draw a line in that. If you're looking at a supercar and you're looking like, that's why I always liked the McLarens, an MP4 when they first came out, hell of a car.
Mhm.
They, at that time when they were first released, they made like 590.
Mhm.
Amazing electronics, actively controlled suspension. I think if I remember correctly, they didn't have springs. I think. I mean, it was very
Was it like
involved.
pneumatic or something.
I think it's all hydraulic. And like, 'cause I remember the Clarkson, he drove it and he's like, rides like a Bentley. I don't even know what to say. He was shocked. But I mean, like that to me, for 225, it made 600 horsepower. It was light. It was constructed like a Formula One car, and it was almost obtainable for regular people. Almost. You know what I mean?
Have you lost your mind?
No, because if you look at a guy
2
who's
and a quarter obtainable by
Regular people. Yeah. Oh, so I'm right. He lost his mind, right?
No, I didn't
The
lose.
houses might not cost $225.
No, well, I mean, a regular car guy, because car guys are
Spending
looking
more
to spend money.
Okay.
Because look, just being realistic. If the guy's going to buy a Corvette, he's going to fuck with it, put a turbo kit on it, do this, do that, mufflers. All of a sudden, you got a $60,000 car. You've got another 30 or 40 in.
Yep.
Now, granted, 100 is a long stretch to 200, but that's why I said almost.
More than double.
But when they're a year or two old, and the prices come down till you see them now, I guarantee you that if you told me you have to find a McLaren MP4 for under 150, guarantee I could. Now you look at the cost of a brand new Corvette, say a Z07, which is probably going to be Z07 convertible. Let's say it's 115.
Yeah, 120. Yep.
What would you rather have, a Corvette or a McLaren? I'd rather have a McLaren so people look and say, what the fuck is that?
After the ride I took the other night, I'm going with the Vet.
I'd still want the McLaren.
I'm going with the Vet.
Well, the McLaren's probably faster than the Vet by a good bit.
I would hope so. Makes
600. It's 1,000 pounds less.
Yeah.
Can I add?
Brutal.
Your brother put a comment on Facebook, just so you know, that his Vet was faster than yours.
It might very well be. Mine's a piece of shit. I'm telling you.
I'm not trying to
You
start
know
a
what they
little
call
rivalry.
you know what they call his brother?
What do they call him?
Binky.
Binky.
Binky?
Yeah, Binky. His
I didn't
nickname
bring
is
that up.
Binky.
I didn't bring that up. So.
Why did you? Are
Brian-
you scared?
Brian, if you're listening,
Ted, you got a sign held up to talk about Binky.
Yeah. I mean, this was your idea at show prep, and now you're backing out of it.
Jesus, Ted.
Oh, throw me under the bus.
All the tires, buddy. Every one of the back tires of the bus just ran your
My-
dumb
and
ass
he's
over.
backing up over
Back's
you.
killing me already.
No, but I mean, Brian is he is very confident that his Z06 is faster, and you know what? By all rights, it should.
It should be, yeah.
His car is a little lighter than mine.
It's blue.
Blue it absolutely helps. Didn't know that. It's tremendous.
Well, everybody knew that.
Yeah, his should be a touch faster than mine, and he always wants to claim it's his driving ability. I will invite anyone that would like to come to New Egypt to watch Brian's driving ability on Saturday nights, New Egypt Speedway, and we can judge his performance.
well, he doesn't have to shift, right? Is it one speed?
Yeah, he can usually get that right.
He drives the dirt car pretty good.
He does.
I don't think he drives the Corvette as good as you do.
No, but he's taking fucking shots at me, that little tool.
Now, if I was driving his car, it'd be a race.
Oh, see, here we go.
That's what we
Rivalry
gotta- that's
at
what we
the
gotta do.
podcast.
Just got to put you down in English and let
Sounds
you
like
both go down.
Sounds like a little wager for some Sonic.
For what?
Tom just made an
Driving Brian's car?
He insinuated he could jump in Brian's car.
next time Brian leaves it here, we'll just go race.
Mike was going to let me take it home one
I was
night.
going to tell him take it home.
Unbeknownst to him,
Yeah.
a Z06.
And sad part is I don't think Brian would care. Mike was saying he won't care.
I don't even think he noticed it was gone.
He might not.
It would take him a few days to be like, wait
Wait a minute. Where'd I park that
Didn't I
thing?
have a Corvette?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he would have noticed.
I probably would.
car guys, I love it.
But the other problem that Brian has,
The other?
well, there's a list,
I
but these
know.
we're talking about automotive related problems. The other problem that he's got is he's a cheap fuck in a lot of things. So when he goes to buy tires, he looks for whatever tire he can buy. Like he's bought these he insists on run flats because I gotta give him this. He gets more flat tires than any 5 people I know put together. I don't know why it happens. I don't know. He's always got a tire that's flat, bad, whatever.
Because they are terrible.
What?
The run flats.
Yeah, they are terrible.
Oh.
Now I have them on my car, and my car came with the Michelin Pilot Sport, whatever.
They're run flats?
Yeah, they are run flats, and
Well, Michelin wouldn't make a bad tire.
those things ride good. And Crunch can tell you that they hook pretty good.
I had the Goodyear F1s on my Caddy.
Oh my god,
Oh my God. It's like driving a steamroller.
it's like you took a time machine back to the Flintstones.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Yeah.
terrible.
Yep. But I mean, those tires look pretty good. Brian's, I could tell you that being with Brian sometime, like going down the road, jumps on it in third gear, out of shape, so I'm not, as long as I get away from him so he can't hit me, there's no problem.
This is going to be
He'll
good.
never catch me.
He's a tool.
And he's not a bad driver.
No.
Even going straight, he's okay.
Clean it
just
up.
to cheapen
Clean
out
it
on,
up.
on a Z06 tire. It's
Clean
just-
it up. Clean it up.
He's a cheap fuck though. When it comes to, and I mean, and he'll spend $160 on a single circle track tire. He'll destroy in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
After he hears this podcast, he's going to have Mickey's on.
No, he's not. No,
waiting on us in the cut.
Nah, he'll be all right.
Tad, I got to ask, why did you so quickly bail out of? I didn't say that. It was me.
because I didn't. Well, because I was looking for Porsche prices here. You know.
So you were looking for Porsche prices, but somehow or another that prompted you to interject that you didn't want Brian's nickname brought out there as Binky.
No, I didn't bring it out.
Some things are supposed to be left off the air.
Poor Ted. Are you afraid of Binky retribution? You might be.
Just what he's gonna say next.
Dude,
time.
you've been dead like 7 times. How could you be afraid of anything?
Trust me, pain's forever. The only thing I'm
I
looking
think
at,
you could take him anyway. Sorry.
the Porsche 918. You know what the foot-pound torque of that thing is?
No.
944 foot-pounds torque.
Yeah, that is an amazing car.
But it's a hybrid, so you got the electric motors in there.
I highly recommend that if anybody is into the Top Gear of old, when the real not the American one sucks. I'm sorry if the American guys are listening, but they suck. They probably know it sucks. They probably go home and they watch the British one. Before the British one was canned or stopped or discontinued, whatever the hell happened, they have fantastic episodes like where they actually road test a car and really talk about. I mean, like at our level, like,
But a real car, not your typical, Ford Festiva crap.
yeah,
It's
you know,
like
I mean, they
a supercar nobody can afford.
right. They will review supercars that nobody can afford, and even more regular cars that are. I mean, not like a Festiva. Well, even sometimes they do hot hatchbacks and they do things like that. But they had
Mark 8.
Yeah, they went into detail
With
on
wheels.
like the 918, the McLaren. What is it? The 650.
Yeah.
That was is that their hybrid one? The 650.
650, 651.
Was it the P1? I don't know.
Whatever.
Oh, the P1.
Whatever.
Yeah, you're right. The P1. P1, and then the Lamborghini is what? The Huracan.
I lost track of Lamborghinis.
Yeah,
'cause
the
they
new
keep on
one.
throwing out these weird names with them. And I was like,
Yeah, they
whatever.
killed the Gallardo and now it's the Hurricane.
Yep, Huracan, Hurricane.
Pelican.
We have no
Whatever
culture.
the fuck it is. No, we don't.
But like they review things like that. The Porsche 918 review was amazing in every aspect. Cinematography.
I'm gonna see if I can look it up.
You should.
I would watch it. Somebody was going to make I brought a hard drive here.
I got it.
For some guy. Oh, Mike. He was going to put all the Top Gears on it, and that never happened.
Can I tell you why I didn't do it? I tried to do it here.
Because you don't care.
No, I didn't. That's a part of it. No, I tried to do it here, and the Mac wouldn't let me do it or something. Wouldn't let me format. But anyway, watch that review. What?
What time does Sonic close?
10 o'clock.
Oh, we got time.
Oh, we got time. I thought you were looking. You're holding your phone up. You're like, this motherfucker over here. He's hungry. All right, Tad.
Yeah. Yes.
Anything else? Did you find the GT Porsche price?
They go all over the place, like you said.
GTS.
The GTS.
I believe it makes 555 horsepower. Is it 585?
I'm gonna go out on the limb and say it's above 150 grand.
GT. So we got the GT.
I believe they're 190.
911 Turbo S.
Turbo S.
Turbo S. Let's check that out.
I'll be looking at the some used Panameras soon. I like
Nice.
that. Try to get it triple black.
They've grown on me a little bit too.
Yeah, the Turbo S is 520 horsepower on tap.
180, 182.7.
What'd I say? 190?
Yeah.
That was awful.
It's he's got to get the Google with 2 O's too.
Yeah.
That's about how long it took. It's the search criteria that you use.
Thanks, Tad. Appreciate
Worth
it.
prices. Good enough for me.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Where did you go to get those prices?
I did Porsche prices, and it brought me to a Porsche site, but they want you to build the car. What options do you want? You want leather? You want blah, blah, blah. Stop. Give that
Did
one
you
up.
just build that car
We're out of gas.
in that
No,
amount of
I
time?
know.
Okay. All right.
We are.
Wrap it up, Mike.
Tad,
Yes?
thank you
Oh, I'm sorry.
so much for being you today, because if you weren't you, I don't know if oh my God.
You done good, Dad.
You did it right.
You filled the seat very well.
Irregardless.
All right. So Tom, when you coming back?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. All right. Well, again, everybody,
I'll call in from down there.
thanks for listening. You got any questions or you want to call us next time we're on live, 908-751-0211, and we'll see you next time.
Power and speed.
See ya.